ask, like, attached to things that felt labely,
Mm-hmm.
would you put in that category the songs you did with R. Kelly and Chris Brown?
Oh, you think I wanted? I literally block out that R. Kelly song from my mind. I forget that even exists. That is so embarrassing. That is so unreal that I even have a song with R. Kelly. That's so embarrassing.
No. Like,
yes, that was labely.
Yeah, knowing you, it actually like hurts me that like somebody put you in that position and
I was
forced
so
you to
young
do
too, which is crazy because I feel like I did that song when I just signed to that label. Like I was probably like 20.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and I think the public perceives it as you doing that willingly and not understanding that like you lack a lot of control in that situation.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, you do 1,000%.
If any, like you probably like.
And especially when it comes to singles, like, for example, that song with Chris, that was a song that I put, a lot of, like, we all wanted it to be, like, this big moment, this big single. So I feel like in their mind, they were like, you need this support. And he was, like, their biggest artist that they had on rhythmic radio at the time. And to me, I was like, well, this is a pop song, so I really don't feel like we should put Chris on it. Like, that I don't, like, that doesn't compute to me. But I don't know.
Your computation was 100% correct.
I don't know.
Say it again. I'm gonna say this shit one time, and I'm not gonna say it again. There will be no fucking Chris Brown slander tolerated, my nigga. And I'm not talking about the fans, man. Fans are gonna talk shit. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about you weirdo fucking celebrity weirdos that go on these podcasts and start popping shit at my nigga for absolutely no fucking reason. Niggas making faces and shit. Niggas trying to take shots, talking their little shit, saying whatever they say, trying to get a reaction. And then once the nigga react to you, then you niggas can go, oh, look, see, he's aggressive. Look, this is what he did Rihanna, and he just got da. No, nigga, we not doing that. Chris Brown got real niggas that love him, respect him. He got family, he got an army behind him. I'm one of the niggas that love him, respect him. I'm standing in front of the fucking bullet. I'm taking every shot because this nigga's not gonna he's not gonna give you niggas what you want. You feel me? And we're not gonna just use Chris as a clout tool, my nigga, whenever you niggas wanna, say his name, pop shit just to get some fucking clickbait. We're not doing that. So I'm just here to let you niggas know. I don't give a fuck who you are, how many followers you got, if you a female, if you a nigga. I don't give a fuck if you a gang member. I don't care if you a pop star, rap. I don't give a fuck. If anybody takes shots at my nigga, I'm taking shots. It is what it is. Cancel me, I don't give a fuck. Chris got real niggas that love him, respect him. Motherfucking changed my life. I seen him change a lot of other people's lives. This is a motherfucking GOAT. Closest thing we got to Michael Jackson. I don't give a fuck what you say about The Weeknd. It is what it is. Point is, I'm not allowing no Chris Brown slander, my nigga. So you gonna be seeing my face a lot more every time one of you weirdo celebrities start popping out the woodworks, popping shit about my nigga. If ain't nobody else gonna speak up, I'ma speak up, nigga. Fuck that shit.
What's up, everybody? It's Clarissa J back with another video. Hope everybody's doing well. Don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe. Appreciate it very much. Now let's get into the topic at hand. I don't like to make you wait. So we have Tinashe, who just did an interview, and the interviewer asked her a question, which I showed in the beginning of the video, and she basically said that her collaborations with R. Kelly and Chris Brown, she was basically saying she regrets them. She tries to block it out and it's embarrassing and stuff like that. And it's got a lot of people, talking. It got a lot of people talking, and Joyner Lucas went on to defend him, which I also showed in the beginning of the video. He was defending, Chris Brown, basically saying that, celebs be, doing weird stuff and clout chasing, trying to get views by mentioning Chris's name. Now, Tinashe, Chris Brown, he also responded to Tinashe's interview because, you know, blogs were posting about it. You know, he basically was saying, you know, name five Tinashe songs or die. Everybody did. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people were saying, you know, he shouldn't, you know, diminish, you know, her career or try to, you know, play her career like, you know, she's not successful. And, you know, granted, she is successful, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, but Chris kind of got a point. I'm not gonna hold you, because I could not give you 5 Tinashe songs. I really could not. The only one I could give you is 2 On. I can only give you 2 On, you know what I'm saying? And I just, now I know she had the song with Chris Brown. I briefly remember it. I didn't remember the name of it until I looked it up. It was called Player. And, you know, she had that song with him. And, you know, in the video, she was basically saying, you know, the label kind of forced her to do those collabs. And yeah, sometimes, you know, with the label, you can't exactly push back too much or say no too much, you know. And because, you know, at that point, they start to feel like you're difficult, and, you know, they feel like they know what works. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, you know, a song with Chris Brown is a good move because he does bring up a lot of attention, a lot of, you know, clout and stuff like that. So doing a song with him does make sense. Now, where she lost me at is, you know, saying it didn't make sense for Chris Brown to be on it because it was a pop song. Chris Brown has pop songs too. So that didn't really make sense to me when she said that. You know, if you want to drive your point, make sense. You know what I'm saying? But I also gotta say that you know, Tinashe, yes, the label forced her to do it. You know, she did the song, she did the video. I could understand her maybe, you know, not wanting to work with Chris Brown or R. Kelly, you know, because, you know, they do have a shaky past, you know what I'm saying? And but the thing is like, you did work with them, you know what I'm saying? And yes, you could regret it, and that's understandable. You know, a lot of people are saying, you know, that we should move on from, you know, what happened, you know, the whole Chris Brown and Rihanna situation. And, you know, because there was a lot of factors into that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, they were saying Rihanna, you know, was hitting Chris first. You know, you gotta like think about that. You know, they're sitting in a car. It's a tight space. They're both, you know, mad. Emotions are going, you know, and she hits Chris first, and then, you know, he might snap or he loses his temper. He hits her back. You know what I'm saying? Then that's how shit happens, you know. And it's like, he was also young at the time. This happened in what, 2009? You talk about almost 15 years ago. He was literally, you know, basically a kid, 18, 19 years old. Like, you know, and Rihanna has seemingly, you know, moved on and forgiven him and stuff like that. You know, she's with A$AP Rocky now. They have 2 kids now. Like, you know, it's time to, you know, move on, you know. But, you know, some people don't exactly have to move on, because a lot of people feel like, you know, you're an abuser, you're always going to be an abuser. You know, we can't forget that. You know, some people feel like that. You know what I'm saying? And they're not exactly wrong either. You know, and I feel like, you know, I didn't even know she had a song with R. Kelly. For one, I don't know exactly about that. I don't know if he wrote a song for her or they actually have a song. I didn't really want to look it up, but like, I can understand R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Chris Brown is like, you know, that's like his main, you know, thing that happened in his past, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was a situation where he can be forgiven, you know, especially since he hasn't really done, you know, anything like that since. You know, some people, you know, they might bring up the thing with, you know, Karrueche or whatever, but we don't know exactly what was going on in that situation. But people are gonna automatically take Karrueche's side of it, because of what he did to Rihanna in the past. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just feel like, people do tend to use Chris Brown for clout, and I feel like every other month or every year is like it's always something, and we have to relive the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing all over again. You know what I'm saying? And and I feel like at some point it should stop, because it's a lot. Like, y'all basically using this man as a punching bag and trying to cancel him for the longest. Like, he's not going anywhere. He's at the top right now. He's not going anywhere. And it's just like, if it's not the thing with Rihanna, then people are talking about him being on coke and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, it's crazy, because this isn't the first time where it's like people have like attacked Chris Brown. Like, recently, like last year, Kelly Rowland, accepted Chris Brown's award at the American Music Awards, and people were like booing and stuff like that, because I guess he didn't show up to the awards after because he was supposed to do a Michael Jackson, I believe, tribute, and they basically took him off of it. I guess maybe because they were getting backlash, or they felt like it would have been too controversial to have him doing it, because of his past. So they decided to take him off of it. So he decided not to come. So Kelly Rowland accepted his award for him, and people were booing her, and she basically told them to chill out. And then they asked her after the award show, everybody, and she was basically saying everybody deserves grace and stuff like that, and it was like they were trying to get on Kelly about the situation. Now, Kelly Rowland has also talked about being in an abusive relationship, and I don't know if she ever talked about it in interviews, but I know she had a song called Dirty Laundry, and she talked about her abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? So for her to go and accept the award for Chris Brown, and then later on when people ask her, and she says everybody deserves grace, and we all made mistakes in the past and stuff like that, that's even big for her to say. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I feel like people constantly use Chris as like every time, like it's like it never fails. Like I just think it's weird. And that wasn't the only instance that happened, because apparently at the VMAs, Selena Gomez, when they mentioned Chris Brown, she started like frowning, or she made a face or something like that, and people were getting on her about that, and she basically responded and was basically like she's not gonna not be herself or something like that. And it's just like and I feel like that's where Joyner Lucas felt like he had to respond. But after that Selena Gomez thing, and then Tinashe's interview, and Joyner Lucas is basically saying people be using Chris Brown for clout, and seemingly it, the Tinashe thing, it seems like clout. Selena Gomez, she was doing weird stuff, because he was basically responding to the celebrities being weird and saying things about Chris, and not exactly the fans. And it's like Chris has done a lot. He makes great music, you know what I'm saying? And I understand some people might be a little iffy about him because of his past. It's understandable. Nobody's saying that you have to like him, but to constantly keep going at him, I feel like is a little bit much. Especially, again, he hasn't really done anything like the Rihanna situation. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yes, you could be abusive in other ways. Yes, that's true. But it's like, like give the man a break. This has happened almost 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, like, not saying that he has to be like forgiven and we just have to forget all about it, but it's like he does have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? And at some point, it just has to, like, give the man a break. Like, it's been going on for too long, you know what I'm saying? And again, you don't have to like him. You don't have to listen to his music. You do not have to support him. But, it's a lot. And I just found it, crazy, because it's just like, if Tinashe was gonna, do anything to shame anybody or come at anybody, it should have been R. Kelly. That's what I feel like, because I feel like R. Kelly has done way more than Chris has. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's definitely levels to all of this type of shit. Like, Chris Brown did some shit when he was really young, and it was, the fucked up shit. But he was really young, made a mistake. It is what it is, But R. Kelly has done way more things, like, and he's done it all the way back then to damn near like recently. So if there was anybody to be coming at it, it should have been R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not only that, but I feel like a whole bunch of artists should, regret working with R. Kelly, especially because, you had the whole Aaliyah thing. But not only that, but there was a whole tape of him, peeing on the little girl. Like, come on, man. And there's a whole bunch of people who should have been, ashamed to work with him. Like, yes, R. Kelly might make some great music, but there's just some things you just should not be wanting to stand next to. There's some people who do certain things that you should not want to stand next to, and R. Kelly is one of those people. He then did way too much. Like, he's in jail for a reason. All you people that's talking about free R. Kelly, I'm really concerned for y'all. I really am. Like, there's no way. There's way too much proof for you people to be talking about free him. Come on, man. Y'all niggas do not want to two-step that fucking bad. Y'all cannot want to two-step that fucking bad. But yeah, I mean, Joyner, he felt like, he had to defend his friend, because, Chris, he probably don't really want to say too much, because he already knows how this goes and how people are gonna take this, and they automatically bring up the whole Rihanna situation. Like, it's just automatic. So he's not gonna say too much, even though he did say, name, the 5 songs for Tinashe. You know what I'm saying? But Joyner, in doing this, speaking up for Chris Brown, because seemingly they're friends. I know they have a song together. I don't know how many songs they have together. I just know of one of them. But, seemingly they're friends. And, he's basically sticking up for him. And he said he was, willing to take any backlash or anything. He said he don't give a fuck if y'all try to cancel him, all of that, And, respect to him for, sticking up for his friend. Some people might feel like he's stupid for doing that, because it's like, these motherfuckers be going hard out here. Like, especially with this situation when it, comes to Chris Brown. Like, they don't be trying to hear none of that, but, Tinashe, she, said her label, forced her to do the songs, I feel like with either R. Kelly or Chris Brown, I feel like you should have said no to at least one. Probably R. Kelly, but you should have probably at least said no to one. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I could understand why she feels like, she regrets it. She's not like I said, Chris Brown is always gonna be something whenever anybody does anything with him. Like, Chloe Bailey, she recently did a song with Chris Brown, and she got a lot of backlash for working with him too. And I believe Sierra had a song. I don't know if I've seen too much backlash with Sierra, maybe because they kind of worked together before in the past. So I don't know. I didn't really see too much backlash with Sierra, but I know Chloe got a lot of backlash. So I don't know if it's some type of like picking and choosing situation going on, but yeah, that was just, But I feel like Tinashe is successful, in her own right. Nobody's saying you have to be at the top like where Chris is, but Tinashe is successful in her own right. But, even her doing the song with Chris, I'm sure it furthered her career, but didn't take her to where, you know, he is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the label, they felt like, you know, doing a song with, you know, R. Kelly and Chris, you know, would further her career and, you know, get her to where get her what she needs to get, you know what I'm saying? And in their defense, it's not a bad move, but at the same time, it's like you have a young woman here and she, you know, might not exactly want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should give her that choice, but y'all know how labels are. They don't exactly be giving motherfuckers choices. Now, that song that she had with Chris Brown came out in 2018. So this was about, what, 5 years ago? So, you know, at that time, you know, the Rihanna and Chris Brown thing, it was almost, what, 10 years old by that point? So, you know, it's just kind of crazy. And at this point, you know, the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation happened about 15 years ago. You know, so really it's just like it's just a lot. Like, I feel like people do, you know, every other month, every year, like, is always brought back up. Like, anybody tries to do anything with Chris Brown or he ends up in headlines, that's the first thing people mention. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are we ever gonna, you know, not do this to him every time, you know? As like, nobody's saying you gotta forget, but it's like, it's a bit much, you know, at this point. But let me know what you guys think about it. You know, you guys think Chris should be forgiven? You think no, he shouldn't? You know, he did what he did. He got to be held accountable for it, even though he has, you know, faced, you know, he had to do, you know, jail time and other type of stuff, you know. But you guys feel like he should be held more accountable? Do you guys think Tinashe was wrong for saying what she said? Do you guys think Joyner Lucas is wrong for defending him? Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with more videos. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.